Awesome. Oh man.
Right, can you say Smith, John, so I can level you up?
Yes, what's up?
You don't need
How
to,
are you?
you don't need to
How are
level
you?
John up, Nathan. You need to level him down.
I should level him down.
It's not actually the case. It's just the first time he opens the gate on his computer for some reason, it's fully open, and then the computer lowers the gate on his side. So whenever John joins any conversation with me, super loud, and then we'll go to normal pretty much straight away, or 10 seconds later.
So I'm special.
You are special.
See, I always knew my mom was right.
Yeah. My mum said the same thing, That's interesting.
John,
What
have you
about
seen
you?
Nathan's smarmy video aimed at Red's rhetoric?
Red's who?
Have you seen the video?
Red's who?
You should watch it. Just watch Nathan's approach to Reds. It's so good. I think it's fantastic, personally. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, so do I. It was awesome, Nathan.
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Pardon? Say again, Nathan.
He said he'll be back in a minute.
Oh, we'll be back in a minute. Did he break up when he said that, or was it just me?
Yeah, he did break up. But I'm just extrapolating what I thought I heard. I don't know if that's what he said, but that's what it sounded like. He might have been.
What's going on with you, Anthony? I haven't heard from you in a while, man. At Coon's age, what you been doing? Vacation?
Well, yeah, I have actually, but I've been just giving a wide berth while Arwin's being a fucking moron.
Who is?
Arwin.
Oh, you dealing with? How's Arwin doing?
I don't know.
Huh? Is he upset?
Right.
Yeah, I think he is a bit upset.
Why is he upset?
Because he's obsessed with having a force for this gravity thing.
Oh, right. You bullying him again?
Nah, I've just cut loose of him. I can't stand somebody that believes and pushes as truth a force that he knows he admits he can't prove to exist, demands that it's there, and won't accept that it's not because of no evidence to prove it, but wants it to be there anyway. It is a delusion. He's demonstrating the classic example of a delusion.
Huh.
Did you guys catch Arwin in Dale's Beyond the Imaginary Curve yesterday? He was there.
Was he on the panel or was he just in chat?
Yeah, no, he was on the panel. Dale opened the hangout and a couple people joined. They sniped a couple times, and I think Arwin joined maybe in the last 45 minutes to half an hour, and they had a nice little chat.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was at work and I put the headphones and I heard Arwin's voice and I look at the phone like, what? They're talking like laughing and making jokes and shit. What the hell? So I reviewed it. Yeah, and it was really cool.
Anthony's gonna have to wait for the book.
Yeah.
Now, Ranty, they were ripping you off a little bit. No, but Dale. He was like, oh, Ranty, like he got a little beef with you. He wanted you to be on his panel. He wanted to talk it off, man.
That's not what he sounded like the last time he came on.
No,
I heard that.
He kind of cleared the air.
Ranty, you should definitely do it. You should get into if Dale's showing signs of wanting to collaborate with you. That's just what I was saying on the last show. You should definitely do things like that. That's how you grow your channel. Collaboration with other channels that have got a different audience. So yeah.
Dale admitted he was a misunderstanding. He kind of escalated out of nowhere. Dale said, "Yeah, I'm an emotional guy, and I came in and I read some comments and blah blah blah." And he and Arwin, they buried the hashes. So he was cool about it. He said, "Nobody's blog. I mean, I don't got any beef with nobody, but if I see something that's gonna piss me off, I'm gonna explode, you know." So yeah, you just say, it was a misunderstanding. Let's start from scratch. I think it would be cool.
I don't understand why he was attacking anyway. What was his issue?
No, but the problem with Dell is that it's like we're already all banned there in his chats. I mean, I've never said anything bad in the chat. I literally went in and was just talking, just saying hello to people like he normally would do. How people saying, "All right, Ranty," and I'm going, "Hello." Next thing, I realised nobody's responding to me, and one of his mods has blocked me. So I went in on my other Ranty 2. And did the same thing. I said, did I get blocked here for some reason? Did I say something out of the blue? And the next one, somebody responded to me, and then the next thing, it's all quiet, and I got banned on that too.
Yeah, I've been banned as well, and I don't understand why. I think it's sheeps and neeps, to be honest. Might not be, but I think it's him. I don't think he likes me at all.
But, so I mean, him saying that he hasn't got any beef with us. Well, clearly he has, because I've told him that we've been blocked there for no reason, and he hasn't unblocked us or told his mods to lay off us. So
well, I did
he's
get
still
unblocked.
Holding that grudge.
I did get unblocked last time he came on here, but I got immediately reblocked, and I can't be asked asking again.
Arwen got straight back in last night.
Yeah, but that was after the snipe hangout, right?
Well, I thought it all went very well, actually. They both sort of were calm with each other, and then the conversation went on quite smoothly. But we don't need this infighting. Just don't add fire to it.
No, we need evidence, and that stops the infighting.
I wonder what you mean by that.
Well, I mean that he can't carry on asserting something as truth and telling people that it's the... Have you noticed what he does? He does this 3-word thing with, like, if it's not a downward acceleration force, it's an upward acceleration force. If it's not that, it's something like the unsystematic heliocentric propaganda or something like that. Do you know what I mean? He calls 3 words that follow each other, right? That make him sound intelligent, but it's as if somebody's feeding him psychobabble and he's presenting psychobabble back to us. It's like, these are not your words. What are you doing?
Let him work it out himself, though.
Let him work it out himself?
Yeah, well, whatever he's trying to work out, let it work out himself and don't interfere. Don't get annoyed by it.
I'm annoyed by the fact that he states something as truth, or he believes it to be true based on his visions, which he pushes to be true when he's got no evidence to support it. I can't accept that. That's the whole reason why I'm on this side of the fence.
See, but Arwen, I don't see any problem with Arwen, believing what he believes. That's not a problem. But then when you're the one who says that you can't prove it, right, and then you get upset at other people because they don't completely accept it the way you say it, I don't see any reason to get upset at people for that.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live, and there's also a PayPal link in the info box below the video once it's rendered. But most importantly, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcomed back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Was Not Was, The Plain Truth, Sleeping Warrior, Ranty Flat Earth, Mark Doxy, who else we got? Jose, John, Gods, and Chocolate Saiyan. Good to have you all.
Hello. What?
Hello.
Hello.
I was looking for R and I found Red Rhetorics being called out by Nathan. He was awesome.
What was that? Did you say you had some signs of R? I don't mind starting there. If we want to do housekeeping, right? Starting with Radius, you found signs.
Awesome. I was looking for R on the YouTube universe, and I found a video of Nathan Oakley calling out Red Rhetorics to come and join the panel to have a discussion over the
calling out who? Who?
Red Rhetorics.
Red. Who's that?
Some little bitch club believer, I guess he was called.
Is that Nathan's bitch?
R.
Yeah, let's have no
That's
more
awesome, for
talk.
real.
Come on, let's not talk about my bitch. Any signs of Earth-based axial rotation? Gentlemen, anybody? Anyone?
No.
I think
Nah,
we're a
not
bit
really.
offended actually. That why is he just your bitch? Isn't he everybody's bitch?
No. Get your own bitch.
Well, there's a few bitches to choose from.
Yeah.
Who's gonna have Sly then?
So I could be your bitch. Just make him your bitch.
I could make Sly my bitch, couldn't I?
Yeah. It's all about making them your bitch. You've got to actually
What
make
about
them your bitch, obviously.
Right. Sean Hufford then, that can be Anthony's, I suppose.
Anyway, let's not assign other people bitches. You know. Let's just move on with axial rotation. Anybody got any signs of that? Just want to get that one out of the way for sure before we... Of the Earth-based variety, just for you ranties, you're on the mic. Anybody? Anybody? Axial rotation? No? Seriously?
No, no.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously, no.
Fair enough. We've talked about radius, so what about the self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of that presupposed radius?
No.
It's like pulling teeth when you're asked for
No,
globe
there's
evidence.
none. I've been looking in the archive.org documents, all documents from NASA and the military and all that shit that show up in the first, when you first search, and no experiments that adhere the scientific method. There's a lot of theories and explanations, but no scientific explanations.
No, not theories, speculations. Those aren't theories. Thank you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fair enough. What about gravity? Any signs of that, gentlemen?
Have I been sniped again? It's all gone quiet.
No, Mark, you're still definitely here. Gravity, gentlemen? Anybody?
What's that?
Big G, little G, or space time.
Oh, you can take your pick.
Attracting mass.
I don't mind. Masses attracting masses or bending of space-time. I don't mind. As long as there's actual scientific evidence of it, I don't mind.
Masses attracting masses. That's not a cause. What did he say the other day? It was ridiculous. Who's that knucklehead?
Time is a independent variable.
Oh, not that one. Yeah, that one's a joke on its own. What did he say? He said Newton didn't claim there was a cause. It was just mass attracting mass.
Who was that we're talking about? Doctor Who?
That's the proposed cause, you knucklehead. That cracked me up. Go on.
It's hard to remember which knucklehead's which, John.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
But you can attract small objects with static that you create yourself. But that's kind of electromagnetic or some kind of electricity-based attraction.
I want somebody to define mass. That's what I want. You had another knucklehead on here, I think it was 2 days ago. He said, mass is the total amount of matter in something. No, it's not. That's mole, not mass. Try again. Thank you.
That's where my question comes in. What about mass?
What about it?
Well, I still don't understand it. I don't think it's been explained well.
You mean midnight mass?
That too.
You're on fire today, Mark.
Too much
whiskey. Body of sun.
Yeah, big shout out to Arwin. Radius Dominus Gravitus Spiritus. Amen. In R we trust, go in peace. Sunday 2A. Where did we get to anyway? Bill Miller? Any signs of Bill Miller, gentlemen? Anybody?
Who's Bill Miller? Oh, you mean Brian Mullen?
Brian Mullen? No, Bill Miller.
free Bill Miller
You know,
and free Nathan's bitch.
You heard of Bill Miller, the famous YouTuber that made a couple videos. I think he was a engineer or something.
yeah, apparently he was a very well-known YouTuber, but then, you know, he decided to go underground, and it was nothing to do with him having his job threatened or anything. So it's just, you know, just weird coincidence that he's got the same initials as another flat earther with a similar predicament, and yeah, that's that. It's all true because I made it
It
myself.
was like that, like the other big channel that just got shut down. The Arwin looks a lot. AJ, let me see what it is. Aldo James, that is very conspirator. Oh, I'm sorry, Alex Jones. That is what I mean. AJ.
AJ.
Did he got shut down, Alex Jones? Did he got caught because of talking about false flags or some shit like that?
I don't follow. This is where we need Arwin. Arwin, come back. All is forgiven. Arwin
Yeah,
keeps in
right.
touch
I saw. I
with,
think Red Pill Philosophy. He put a little
banned
video explaining. Yeah.
they banned Infowars and Alex Jones off of YouTube. What happened?
Yeah, can you
He
imagine
made a
that?
video
Poor
crying.
Arwin, he must be mourning the loss of his icon. I wonder if he'll go to his funeral.
Yeah.
I don't know. Regardless of what you think of Infowars, I don't think it's cool that they got just banned off of YouTube like that. That's like bad for free speech and shit like that. Like people should have the right to. I mean, there's all types of nonsense on YouTube. So why all of a sudden are they getting banned off of YouTube? Doesn't make any sense.
What's this, a gossip show?
I don't know, bro.
No, it's supposed to be a debate show, but there's not a lot of evidence or ballers that can present any
Yeah,
evidence.
there's no.
All right, so
balls.
let me bring up something that.
Will somebody play a baller?
Okay, all right. We can
Gravity.
We can determine the distance of the stars by comparing the angle of arc between the stars, and that's how we can determine their distance. That's how we know how far away a star is.
That doesn't sound like a baller's claim. You had to stop in the middle, eat some crayons, do some crayon munching and window licking, and then continue.
That's not an argument.
I was playing with that Skyview app, looking at the stars and the planets and sun and the moon. And why, when last night I was looking for the sun, and I had to point the phone down to my feet, and then I kind of follow it every hour, and I kept moving the phone to the side, and then this morning came out from above the horizon. Wow. How is that explained?
I don't mean to interrupt, but I want to catch this now whilst it's on. If you do a search in Google on YouTube and search in for Flat Earth, and then go to the live links now, you can go to the live ISS feed, go over there and check out what they're showing on screen right now. They've got what looks like some element of the ISS, right? Whatever component it is. But they've got this little upside down spinning satellite dish that looks like it's a communications disk of some kind. And the point of it is that anybody that knows anything about mobile telecommunications knows that satellites rely on a line of sight, and it's a fixed line of sight, right? So even if we have geocentric satellite dishes, even if we do have geocentric satellites orbiting the Earth, these satellites have to have a line of sight. Now, this spinning round satellite that's spinning round right now on the live feed, it has to have a line of sight to somewhere, otherwise it's not going to communicate. So the fact that it's spinning round means that either the receiver that's receiving the other signal at the other end is doing huge hadron kaleidoscope style circles on the Earth, or it's completely nonsense. So check it out. It's on the channel. What is it called? NASA Live. It's presenting it right now. So, and I've wanted to mention this for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it's only just come on.
I see it. Yeah, type in ISS and it's the live one.
Someone bring it up. I'll happily stick it up. Definitely
bring it up
falls
if you
within
want.
Limits of fair use.
Yeah, we'll just do it for a minute or two.
Sure.
Hang on. So share screen, share application window. That one. Now, are you getting this full screen now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Can you see the satellite dish that's in the middle here?
Mm-hmm.
This is supposed to be sending and receiving information. It's telecommunications of some kind. That has to have a line of sight for it to be working. If it is a satellite, so it's either not a satellite the way it appears to look,
it could be
or
radar.
it's a prop.
It could be radar.
It could be radar, but it looks like a satellite dish. It's hard to tell what it actually is. But if it's a radar, yeah, it could be a radar, but it looks just like a satcom.
Hmm.
Unless anybody, I mean, perhaps I might be mistaken as to what it is.
Out
what's it supposed to do if it is radar? What's it doing?
Well, it's detecting meteorites, isn't it?
It looks like it's pointed down at the Earth. It's got the wrong trajectory on that one.
You guys are way off. It's trying to detect the Illudium Q-36 explosive space modulator.
Yeah, that's no. Yeah, but that's
listen. You can't
the
say
chemical
that
name.
when you do the accent.
No. You know what this is already, Travis. You've heard of this. It's just giving you the chemical name. We've talked about this before. That's the chemical name for unicorn farts.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
That's what they're looking for.
What's the chemical name? The Illudium Q-36 explosive space modulator.
Oh, the modulator. Sorry, that's my bad. It's the actual detector for the unicorn farts. My bad. Yeah, it's stupid. It's a model. It's a bloody model. Anybody who's watched Red Dwarf can tell that's a model with a backdrop. It's utter nonsense. I don't know. Stick it back on screen, Anthony.
Okay.
You can produce this in your bedroom with $100 worth of software.
Oh, I didn't realize I had it on. Hang on.
Hori the Cheat Show do this all the time. In his living room.
I mean, the best line to come up with now is you can tell it's real because it looks so fake, right? I mean, look at these curved.
What's this? What the hell's this?
Panels.
What's this? What's this thing? What's? I'm lost for words. Literally, I'm lost for words. What's this white thing floating left screen?
I have no idea.
The dirty diaper?
I have no idea.
That's the collector.
Oh, I know what it is.
For the unicorn farts. Come on, people.
It's how
so this thing
nappy is discarded into space.
So many theories.
Oh dear.
This thing is traveling right now at 17,500 miles per hour.
Oh, and now it's magic. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I see that.
What's
gone?
What's happened? Oh, it's just a joke. I mean, it's a proper joke, isn't it? The ISS, but
that
I mean,
would require a vacuum, for which I am asking from you proof.
We rarely talk
Video
about space.
man.
It's just because it's like entry-level flat Earth stuff. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah.
It's like really entry-level.
Did you guys see
it's
that?
cringy.
Did you guys see what happened then?
I see that with the white thing, the dirty diaper.
The diaper just disappeared off frame. Like it didn't float away. It just the one frame it was there, the next frame it was gone.
I love how we just come to a consensus that it's a diaper. Nappy for Brits.
I wasn't saying it was. It looked like one, right?
I didn't know what it was. It's just... I'm literally lost for words again. You know, it's like, what the hell is that? This is such a joke.
Why is there never a video of anybody docking into this thing coming out of it? Like the people that are on this ISS right now that's been flying around the Earth for 20 years now. 20 years? It's never gotten hit by anything. Where, like, all the debris out there, all the satellites that are supposedly functioning and not functioning, nothing has hit this thing in 20 years. Nobody's died out here.
I seen 2 or 3 videos of docking to the space station from the 90s or something like that, but they look so shitty. They look worse than this one. Bad.
Yeah, like where's the I mean, I don't know when the last time somebody was supposed to have docked on the thing, but Where's the latest video of that? Why do we not see that? Ever.
Good point. Russian Vids made a
Where's
really
the
good
guy
point.
that... Say again?
Russian Vids was talking about you never get to see them actually going in the bit we talk about, the transitional period between space and not space, where the vacuum begins and the pressure ends. Oh, my kids wants my attention. One sec.
Could I just ask it, when we had that diaper floating on screen and it disappeared one frame and it was there one frame but then gone the next, was that being broadcast or was it not?
It was.
Good.
I mean, I was looking at it in the Google chat. I hope it was on the actual YouTube video.
Yeah, well, it was being broadcast from the YouTube video onto the Google, so
Yeah, did it go out to the public, I meant? Because if it did, that would have been brilliant.
Yes, we got to take a snip out of it and slow-mo it. It actually disappeared.
Did it disappear or it just moved away back to the left?
I don't know if they move it away,
like it
pull
came
it
out of
back
nowhere.
in a split second, but it was really fast. It was there and then it was not in a split second.
Yeah. And all that can happen while it's moving at 17,000 miles per hour.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I wonder what they're doing on there now.
So they can put a camera on the, I don't know how you call it. There's the rocket and there's the boosters that the rocket will get rid of and go back to Earth. They put the camera on the boosters, is that it? And then, so they record when it's going up and then the boosters drop with the camera. And then the rocket don't have any camera. Like, why? Like, what is wrong with that?
What is wrong with a lot of what they do?
They say we don't have money. We don't have to put any cameras on it. But they put it on the booster, on the thing that fall back to Earth and get trashed. They cannot put, instead of 2 cameras down, put 1 down and 1 up, so we can see the whole journey.
If this shit was legit, they would have cameras in every spot. Cameras
in every spot.
I mean, come on, they're sending vehicles out into space. They're gonna have cameras everywhere. So the fact that there are certain angles and certain things we don't see is just nonsense, in my opinion.
Chocolate, they got more important things to do that give us a camera view from space.
Apparently. Even though that's what they're actually supposed to be doing, but okay.
Dude, they're gonna be growing lettuce next year on space. Oh, wait a minute. They do that every year, right?
For the first time, every time. God. I just don't understand how people don't question this stuff. I can understand you want to believe it, but how do you not have the honesty to just question it when you see something that just doesn't make sense? Oh.
What did I miss?
Not much.
Thought everyone had been sniped. Came back to total
We're
silence.
just talking about growing lettuce in the International Space Station. They're gonna do it for the first time next year.
Again.
Someone's spacewalking now.
Someone's spacewalking now? That's what you said?
Yeah, on the ISS.
Oh shit.
Nah, that's space trucking. Dang, that's a good song, man. Too bad we can't play that.
I think he's looking for his nappy.
Anthony still around?
Like where the sun is right now, how is it not gleaming off like all the thousands of satellites that are supposedly up there?
Anthony,
Or are the satellites above the ISS?
he's probably sticking pins in his voodoo Arwen doll. Anthony, for God's sake, man.
He's having an ice cream.
This is exciting, man.
I know, what a
There's a lot
conversation
of dead
killer.
air.
Leave a gap in air for Anthony and he vanishes just when you need him. So while I'm
Yeah.
doing bits and pieces, you hope the conversation will stay stimulated while I'm away from the mic, but what can you do? 181 people watching.
Listening to nothing.
Listening to dead air.
Quiet.
It's probably very rewarding for them.
Maybe. Not as rewarding as seeing a Glober get their head chopped off.
That's what they're all waiting for, right? One of these Globers to come in here and provide some type of proof that'll change all of our minds. That's what
Well,
we're waiting for.
Well, like I said, since we don't have one, why don't you get somebody play a baller?
I've got guests at the moment, so it's tempting to rope one of them in, but I doubt anyone's gonna. They're all saying no, definitely not.
Well, right now I was saying earlier before the Anthony came out with the ISS. When we follow the application on the phone where it tells us where the stars and the celestial bodies are, we point when it's nighttime for me. I pointed at the sun and I had to point down to my feet. That will imply it's underneath me somewhere. And then I kept tracking it, and it was 6:30 in the morning, and then the sun came out of over the horizon. How does that work on a flat Earth?
I think
You
you've thrown
understand me,
everyone
right?
by asking a semi-baller question, Jose.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I wasn't paying any attention. Go ahead.
So I'm tracking on the sun when it's nighttime for me. On my phone, it tells me where the stars are, and I look at the stars and I point at them with my camera on my phone, and it tells me exactly where they are. When I point at the sun, I gotta point down to my feet. How does that work? Why is they pointing to my feet when it's midnight for me?
Well, either the application's wrong or user error.
I'm reliably informed by Milo in the chat that it definitely doesn't work on a flat plane.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking about it. Like, how is this possible? Because it is pretty accurate. On when I see the star and I point at the camera, it's there. I point at the moon, it's there, and I see Mars and all the little stuff around. But then when I look at for the sun, it's underneath me.
What you need to do, you need to get an equatorial mount and then strap that to your back hairs and then lay down south pointing to Madagascar. Then try it again. Then get back.
Yeah. Even though this is a good argument for the globe believers, and I given that, there is still lights in the sky, and we don't know how they operate, what they are, what are they made of, what is it, you know? So it's okay that it might work in their globe, but not necessarily have to be true, you know. Do I have an explanation? No. I could have guesses, but I don't go there.
Are you asking us for an explanation?
No, not really. I just say we don't know what they are, what are they made of, how they operate, what the tangibility is, if they're even tangible. So yeah, they're just lights in the sky.
That's all I get. People asking me for explanations. I'm sitting there. Did I claim that? So what do? You just wander around and ask people for explanations of things that they don't claim? I don't know. Are they smoking shrooms? My word, man.
But this is the main problem. That's the tact that we are faced with a lot of the time, which is to say that here's my fantasy story, and then when you debunk it, they go, well, what's your fantasy story? What's your explanation for it? And you go, well, we don't need one. I've got as many questions as you should have, but think you've got answers for that are nonsense and fairy tales.
No, they don't explain. No, they don't give their explanation. They just come right out of the gate. What's your explanation for la la la? Well, you're asking me for an explanation of something I never claimed support for or made an assertion for. I mean, it's absolutely inane. You guys need to get a new game, man. Thank you.
Fair enough. I mean, you got Colin saying, Nathan, you've never debunked anything. And John's on the panel now, so I can actually give him credit while he's here. A lot of our arguments, or my arguments, so I'll speak for myself only, have come from John in terms of him explaining things that I already understood, but just never had an opportunity to formulate into a cracking argument. So, if you think I've never debunked anything, the words have crossed my lips, so I'm not going to claim it's my original debunking, but having a pressurized system next to a vacuum simply is not possible. There you go. Space debunked.
That was easy.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy debunking things. Gravity has absolutely no scientific evidence. There you go. Contradict me.
No. It doesn't even exist. They just conjure a word. What the heck does that even mean?
Means torsion bar twist. What's wrong with you?
I can conjure one. Ducal Slopogerts. How about that? Why don't you explain that?
No, torsion bar twist is a real thing. Torsion bar twist. That's real, man.
And then they come on here. They come here half stepping, crayon munching, and they get angry at you. You're just asking them questions, and then they play the victim at the end because they don't have no answers, right? You just answer the questions. It's real simple, right? Yeah, let's do it. Look, I'm going to make a claim. All right. My claim is the lack of insulin causes diabetic ketoacidosis in otherwise healthy type 1 diabetes patients, right? Go ahead, Nathan, grill me.
Yeah, but I know you can formulate this into a proper valid hypothesis.
Yeah, so you just ask them questions. Okay, what's your observed phenomena? I already gave you that. Then you ask them what the hypothesis is. Sometimes you ask them, what's the independent and dependent variable? It's real easy. It's real straightforward. It's cut and dry. It doesn't take a story, right? Your observed phenomena, easy. They ask you what the independent variable is. Well, mine is the lack of insulin. What's the dependent variable or the effect? Well, diabetic ketoacidosis. Done. That took less than 15 seconds. That's what it should take. Not 20, 25 minutes whining and friggin' making stuff up, globetards. My word, man.
But they've got a pre-packaged thing that they can insert at the beginning of the if statement, which is if model.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And not every if and then statement is a hypothesis. It got to have a cause and effect. It's got to make sense. It's got to follow logically. It's really easy. You have to be able to do this to pass 5th grade general science, people. You're making horses' asses out of yourselves, but please continue.
Well, here's one for you that we get often, especially on this particular debate, which is about buildings in the distance. And, people will try and qualify what a concrete noun is, but they're trying to turn the observation of a building into a phenomena. Can you kind of break that up for me, or smash it into pieces for me, whichever way you want to look at it?
Yeah, well, Yeah, it's real simple. It's not. It has to be a phenomenon. It has to be an action. It can't be a concrete noun because that's a what is question. You can't ask how why questions about whether something what or it is, right? It's just that simple. You have to have some type of phenomenon that you're observing. Is that good?
Yeah, it's just explaining to somebody that when you see something, we had one guy on, I think the show was called I Believe in a Sphere Earth. You came on at the end and were like, that was wonderful, and gave me a whole bunch of compliments. But he was really good in the respect that I got to ask him, what explanation do I need for just seeing a building? And his answer was, you don't have one. There isn't an explanation required. And then it's like, well, what's your explanation for seeing that building? And the answer is presupposition of R, presupposition of terrestrial refraction, presupposition of total ignorance of perspective, presupposition of sphere Earth, and the consequence of all of those things means that something that you should not see because it is blocked by a wall of water that you cannot see through, and the light is bending it back into your field of view at the same rate as the Earth's bending. That's what you're seeing. You know, that's what they class as an observed phenomena. We just see it, it's there. They see it, and you've got a whole string of presupposition that you have to get around having. In other words, you've got to adhere to a religious faith just to look at a bloody building.
Yeah, that's right. I think I remember that guy I think he realized it too, which was really cool. I might be mistaken. I might be confusing him with somebody else. But he was that guy that came on. Did he have that graphics software?
Yeah, he said, well, it's because of my religious belief. And although he said it in a kind of semi-farcical tone, he could have only accepted that to say it, as far as I was concerned.
Right.
So he got it.
Right, but I think, if I could be mistaken, but I think he got it, though. At the end, it seemed like, whoa, he was like saying, he didn't say it tacitly, just by his behavior. It was like, you're right, right? Did I miss? Maybe I'm misconstruing that.
Well, certainly the commenters after that show said this guy's taken his first steps to being. Oh, I can't remember. I'll have to paraphrase. You know, this is the first step to being a flat earther. Basically, is what a lot of the commenters said after hearing him.
Right. He definitely left that impression. So, well, at least he had a little bit of integrity there at the end.
Yeah, for sure. Got one gap on the panel. Oh, here we go. Now we've got God's back. How you doing, Gods?
Good. I'm doing good.
We haven't heard much from you. What's your story, buddy?
I don't know. What do you want to know?
What's that?
What side of the fence do you sit for a start?
I sit on the fence on looking for truth. I've been around for a long time, but I've been quiet for personal reasons. I don't know if you guys remember way back about almost 3 years ago, Jeff Stewart had started a 24-hour flat Earth chat thing. I was around back then. I was on that panel.
With the same nickname?
Same nickname, yeah. They used to call me GS for short. Back when GeoShifter was around, I liked GeoShifter. He was a pretty good guy.
Yeah, the one that sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. And I think you guys have a guy on this panel that I remember his voice. You call him, what is his name?
Call him
Jimbo. I think he was
Jimbo,
around
yeah.
back then too. Seems to me I remember him. I wanted to ask him actually one of these times. Was Jimbo around back then? Do you remember?
Jimbo's been around forever.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I think him and I know each other too, but I kind of went dark for quite a few years because of personal reasons that I'm not willing to talk live about, but I would be willing to talk one-on-one about.
He's just said from the chat, yes.
Oh, he remembers me?
Yeah, he's in there now. I'm sure he'd join if there was a gap.
Yeah, I can't see the chat, so I have a hard time getting on these Hangouts. I've been, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but it seems like every time I try and join for, like I've been trying for a long time to get on, and it'll come up on the Hangout, the Google Hangouts, but then it says off air, and nobody's on there either. It even says off air on mine right now. I know we're on air, but on the top right hand corner of mine it says off air.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff I have to do. If the Hangout gets sniped, you probably hear me singing "Welcome to the Show" or whatever and babbling while I click a load of stuff. But there's a whole series of things I have to do to set up the show just so it can be public. This is kind of half of my slight disdain towards Red Rhetoric at the moment, because it's quite a lot of effort to actually be in this position and keep it sustainably running daily. You know, like I say, I've got guests here today, and they're all looking at me going, "When are they going to end this show?" So I've got to end it shortly. That's my ham-handed segue into saying that. So it will round out in the next 2 or 3 minutes. But yeah, it's one of those that it's quite difficult to keep a show completely public, to keep your doors open, because there's a lot of people out there that don't want you to, or don't want me doing what I'm doing. So yeah, it's one of those. But yeah, there are a couple of gaps. Not that if anybody did join the next 2 minutes, they get to say a great deal. But it is very nice to have you, Gods. Thank you very much for joining. I'm glad you've eventually got on.
Yeah, there's a couple of people I'd like to talk privately with, you being one of them. I had sent you, and I don't know how your Facebook's set up, but I had sent you on Messenger a message on Facebook probably maybe about a week ago now, but I see it still hasn't been viewed, so I don't know if you even have Messenger.
Yeah, I don't use it, Facebook Messenger at all. Hey Sean, how you doing?
Okay.
Good to have you.
All good, mate. Cheers, buddy. How you doing?
Very well. No, Facebook I don't use at all. I post stuff on there, and once a month maybe I'll go in and have a gander at what's in there, but I rarely, if ever, post anything other than links to this show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I tried sending Sleeping Warrior. I found him from an old chat room, and I tried sending him a message on Hangouts, and I don't know if he even got the message or not, but I never got a response from him. And the same with John. I sent him a message today. There's a couple of guys I wouldn't mind talking to. Kind of not on the air, but whatever. It'll work out one of these days, I'm sure. I'll figure it out.
We'll stay in after the show.
Okay.
Cool. That might be a decent opportunity for me to do exactly that. So with that, I will say, first and foremost, a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. And of course, a massive thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible. If you hated the show, then you know exactly what to do. But if you like the show, maybe consider sharing it with a friend or subscribing if you've not done so already. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!